Hi, I'm Dave Chartier, CEO and founder of The Good Brand. We provide highly curated, sustainable alternatives to everyday home, casual, and personal use items. Our brand was born in 2019 and we deliver beautiful, earth-friendly, small batch products, 98% plastic-free packaging, and are carbon neutral to your door. Additionally, a portion of our proceeds go to nonprofit organizations dedicated to addressing anything having to do with the climate crisis. Why do our customers keep coming back? They come back for the quality of product and our brand mission. They come back for the new product rollouts. We introduce new products pretty much every month, including sustainable seasonal products. And they come back for the good deals. We believe living a more sustainable life is not a privilege, it's something that should be achievable for all. One of our first taglines was, "Enjoy the details in life and step lightly." The implication, of course, is living a more sustainable life starts with those everyday items, the small things. And by doing that, you can begin to lighten your personal carbon footprint. This brings me to an important story beat, our mission. I won't go into detail about the climate crisis or the effects on our lives every day. You see that in the 24-hour news cycles. But what I do want to talk about is how good does business differently and has a positive impact. There are three factors that come into play. The product. Is the product truly sustainable and scalable? And does it remove unsustainable product off the retailer shelves? Packaging. Packaging is actually very important to us. 42% of landfill waste is plastic packaging, and it only represents about 20 seconds of the product experience. So we want to make sure that our product packaging is light and earth-friendly, of course. And even if we have a perfectly sustainable product and product packaging, we're being mindful of the impact of how our item is as it's being shipped. And that's why we've partnered with the folks at carbonfund.org, where we offset our shipping and ensure that we're doing absolutely everything we can to have a positive impact. We're incredibly humbled and proud to see our list of wholesale partners is growing every day. The interest in our brand and our mission is growing, and we're staffing up to meet that demand. Partnership opportunities are coming to us every week, and we're already aligning ourselves with like-minded. I'm very confident we'll be able to meet our goals with creativity, thoughtfulness, and sustainability. Thanks again for having us be part of this unique hybrid event. Look for our item in the discovery box, and please feel free to reach out. We'd love to hear from you.
Hi, I'm Cara Landau, founder, CEO, and head dietitian at Uplift Food, Good Mood Food, the world's first prebiotic functional snacking brand that focuses on how when you nourish your gut health, you can ultimately support your mood. The science behind Uplift Food is called psychobiotics, the connection between your gut and your brain. And it's been amazing to watch this grow over the last 10 years from when I originally wrote a book on this exact topic. Uplift launched 3 years ago, and since then, we've released a range of different functional snacks, being prebiotic puffs, gut happy cookies, prebiotic bliss bites, and of course, our original daily uplifter. At Uplift, what sets us apart is that we are not just another better for you snacking brand. We make truly good for you snacks. And what that means is that in each serve of our puffs or our cookies or our bliss bites or our daily uplifter, you know that you are getting a truly functional dose of diverse prebiotics that are able to nourish your gut health and lead to the production of things such as short-chain fatty acids and other anti-inflammatory molecules. We are not just a marketing play. We are showing people that who don't want to consume more supplements that you can actually enjoy your snacks. Everything is low sugar, plant-based, and from that, you actually can have the nutrients you need to support your gut health and your digestive health. Throughout the years, Uplift has received some really amazing support. We were the first company to receive a minority investment from the world's leading snacking company, Mondelez International. We've also gone on in a pandemic to launch 3 new product ranges and 9 new SKUs. And additionally, we've been able to start a partnership with UNFI, one of the largest distributors, to co-create products together. We've clearly caught the eye of many of the big guys, and there's a reason for that. The functional food space is growing at 7.9% each year, and it's already a $257 billion industry. Uplift is very much sitting strongly within that functional snacking category. But additionally, as mentioned, we're plant-based, we're focused on gut health, and we're low sugar. Uplift also is focused on digestive health. And what we know is that 50% of consumers are already currently consuming or are seeking products that are going to be supportive of their gut and digestive health. And those stats are from Mintel this year. Finally, Uplift has got a very strong team that has come together to build an omni-channel brand. Our e-commerce side of the business is growing, and we've got a system that works. And now, in the coming year, you can expect to find us in far more retailers across our different product ranges throughout the US, as well as we build our export business too. In 2022, Uplift will be raising our Series A capital, and there will be opportunities for further strategic investors and other strategic VCs to join in on this amazing team and help us grow this vision into a global prebiotic functional snacking brand that will be at the forefront, that will be the first that comes to mind when people think about gut health and prebiotics. And ultimately, we are going to make the world a happier place. Who wants to join me? Thank you.
I'm Fatima, and I'm the founder of Shimmer Me Gorgeous. Shimmer Me Gorgeous is a clean, vegan, cruelty-free, halal-friendly, all-inclusive beauty brand on a mission to empower everyday people to look and feel gorgeous without toxins. After graduating college, I worked in corporate for over 13 years, but alongside this, I have also been a makeup artist for over 10 years. However, it wasn't until experiencing cancer in my family that I realized how toxic and how many unnecessary animal-derived ingredients traditional beauty products had. I started reading ingredient labels on the beauty products I was using on a daily basis, and it hit me that I was putting toxins into my body through the products I was using. So I started researching, and I started to replace the traditional beauty products I was using with cleaner alternatives. But after a year of spending tons of money, I had no luck finding clean beauty products that worked for my South Asian skin tone, that were high performance, and that met my needs as a makeup artist. And that's when I had a light bulb moment that there aren't any all-inclusive clean beauty brands out there, and that's how Shimmer Me Gorgeous was born. At Shimmer Me Gorgeous, not only are we passionate about creating beauty products that are clean, high performance, and that solve common beauty problems, but we're also passionate about giving back. We donate a portion of proceeds from our profits to help provide clean water around the world. Our hero product was inspired by me working as a makeup artist for over 10 years and listening to my clients' frustrations. What I often heard from my clients was that the hardest part of their makeup routine was having to apply false eyelashes, as traditional eyelash glue is pretty tricky to use and the ingredients in it aren't the greatest. So I created the Line Lash and Go liner, which is a 2-in-1 eyelash adhesive liner, which can be applied as a regular eyeliner, but also acts as an adhesive for false eyelashes. Now, there are many types of false eyelash adhesives in the market, but ours is formulated with ingredients that are clean, vegan, halal friendly, and literally it takes seconds to apply, has zero wait time, and can be applied with any lashes on the market. I'm so excited. Our Line Lash and Go eyelash adhesive liner and our best-selling Adore lashes were featured in Ipsy's pop-up shop this past October. Talk about our newest product launch and the inspiration behind it. A few years ago, after having my daughter, I started experiencing anxiety, And one day, I randomly splashed some ice cold water on my face and I rubbed ice on my face and I felt better instantly. I started doing this every day and I realized my skin started to improve. My acne had gone away, my skin looked more even toned and more fresh, and it had an overall glow to it. So this became part of my morning routine. But there was only one problem. Ice cubes were really messy to use, hard to hold, and often had a weird smell being in the freezer with other food items. So I started looking for a solution to this problem but couldn't find one. In the search for finding a solution to this problem and having my ice facial routine video on TikTok go viral, which generated over 3.7 million views, it became clear that this was a common problem. Hence, the Beauty Cube was created. The Beauty Cube is a facial ice tool that's designed to help do ice facials in an enjoyable way. It can simply be filled with water or your favorite beauty recipe. It can be used for 5 to 6 days before having to refill. The unique design prevents leaking in the freezer and keeps bad smells out. Recently, I created a video on TikTok with the prototype of the Beauty Cube. And this video went viral and resulted in over 4.8 million views, highlighting the demand for this product. In just pre-orders alone, we saw a 700% increase in sales. I'm super excited to be here today and share my story and my brand with everyone. Thank you so much, Founder Made, for this opportunity.
Hi everyone, my name's Natalie and I'm the founder of Taboo, a new kind of sexual wellness company for bodies that change. Think menopause to postpartum. Ultimately, our mission is to put health before pleasure, to make sexual wellness feel as natural as our skin and exercise routines. Now, before I show you the goods, I'm going to tell you a story and how this all came to be. About 1.5 years ago, I learned some outrageous facts about how prevalent the sexual health side effects of menopause are. To the tune of up to 90% of women can experience pain or discomfort during sex, so much so that 50% just stop being sexually active altogether in their 50s. Now, these numbers were so big, they really caught me off guard, and I hung up the phone and texted my mom. And I said, hey, do you or your friends have pain or discomfort during sex? All I got back for a while were a lot of ha-has before we had a really sobering conversation. She knew exactly what was happening to her body, admitted it wasn't just physical but deeply emotional, really affecting how she feels about herself and her relationship with my stepdad. And quite frankly, I was stunned. It quickly dawned on me this was the first sex talk I'd ever had with my Muslim Middle Eastern mother. She was born in Syria. This isn't table talk for us. But number two, I talked to her every single day, and I was bothered that I had no idea that something so meaningful was going on, something that was clearly affecting her confidence, her self-worth, her relationships, and ultimately her health. So I turned to doctors because while I was no expert, I knew that the physical and emotional benefits of sex wouldn't just magically disappear when we could no longer procreate. So I wanted to know what gives and where do women go for help. Now, I learned a lot of things, but one of the things that I learned was that many doctors were recommending women use regular sexual activity with or without a partner to treat and prevent many of the symptoms that are keeping them from sex in the first place. Symptoms like vaginal dryness, atrophy, incontinence, low libido, stress, low body confidence, and so much more. In practice, that means what you think it means. That means doctors were telling women to go out and buy a vibrator, lubricant, and think of sex differently, really think about it as part of their overall wellness routine. I often joke, my mom can't say the word vibrator out loud, so she's not going to do that. And at 50, she's quicker to just assume that this part of her life is over. And that's the challenge and the opportunity we saw with Taboo. Now, our first product is a kit designed specifically to help peri to postmenopausal women confidently kick off and maintain their sexual wellness routine. We designed this in partnership with a group of women ages about 41 to 71 and a number of experts from pelvic floor PTs to GYNs to help us understand what features would make the most sense for our changing bodies. First up, we have our personal massager. I don't call it a vibrator. Now, the shape of this is very intentional. It's to simulate the function of a dilator. We also have an optional heating system at the head, which is to help stimulate blood flow. We have 3 speeds, not a zillion, making it very comfortable and easy to use. And of course, it's 100% waterproof and made of 100% medical grade silicone. Next, we have our lubricant. So this is an organic water-based formula made of aloe, active botanicals, hyaluronic acid to make sure we're nourishing our tissues upon every application and not sucking them of their moisture, which is unfortunately what a lot of lubricants on the market can do today. And it's in an atypical lubricant bottle. It's a glass dropper to replicate that feeling of putting a serum on your face so that you're reminded that you're doing something really good for yourself. And then finally, and importantly, every kit comes with this booklet. This is educational content that walks through not only why this is important and how it's connected to your health, but a step-by-step guide to using these tools or any tools like them for the first time. We even go as far as putting some note-taking paper in the back to invite you to jot down what's working and what's not upon every session. Again, always reinforcing the importance of that routine. Now, as a brand, we just came up on our first birthday about a couple of days ago, and I'm very proud of what we've accomplished to date. We sold out right around Mother's Day, signaling that the conversations we were starting across generations were really resonating. One of my favorite stories is that we have a member, her name's Marianne, she's 85 years old, and she was actually gifted Taboo by her daughter, who was in fact gifted Taboo by her daughter. That's 3 generations of women supporting one another in their sexual well-being. We also recently launched with our first major retail partner in Goop, and we're now available on goop.com, and I'm still getting over it. And we're even in their holiday gift guide this year, so be sure to check that out. And as we look forward, we're very excited to continue to roll out these curated product experiences that map to specific sexual wellness symptoms, supported by subscription components like the lubricant to again fuel that routine over time. And in steady state, we'll stick with women from postpartum all throughout menopause. We'll also continue to partner with high-end retailers to bring our products to market, as well as expand the services that we offer directly to our members. Thank you so much for listening, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Hello, Founder Maid, and welcome to the Republic of Tea. My name's Christina Tucker. I'm the Minister of Commerce and Enlightenment. At the Republic of Tea, we're all ministers, and we have these wonderful whimsical titles. Like our CEO is the Minister of Evolution, our operations is overseen by our Minister of Progression, I oversee sales and communications. Our mission at the Republic of Tea is to enrich people's lives with great tasting premium teas and herbs, emphasizing a sip-by-sip rather than gulp-by-gulp lifestyle, and we do this through innovation and education. Our citizens, all who sip the Republic of Tea, are loyal for so many reasons, but it starts with great taste. Opening an airtight tin of the Republic of Tea and savoring the aroma, that is the start of a great experience. And then taking the steps to create one's own tea ritual comes next, and this can be a very special part of someone's day. What we intend to do is make sure each delicious sip is just exceptional for all of our citizens. The citizens, our customers, are loyal to the Republic of Tea because we surprise and delight them with new innovations often. Founded back in 1992, the Republic of Tea has been searching the world for premium ingredients and has found precious tea gardens and herbal harvests. The company started with the intention to create a tea revolution, and the momentum has not stopped since. With over 300 varieties of teas and herbs, there are countless ways to explore the Republic of Tea. And we launch new collections several times a year. Let's take a little journey through some of these innovative, trend-setting collections. Let's start with the beautifying botanicals. Sip and nourish from the inside out. This one is our award-winning Daily Beauty. This is a violet-hued herbal infusion. It's a proprietary blend that includes juicy blueberry, lavender, and the collagen-promoting blue butterfly pea flower. Oh, so good. Next, let's talk about teas for calm. This is the latest collection we've launched and represents an exciting and perfectly aligned partnership we have with Calm. So sipping tea like this one, focus while listening to a daily meditation on the Calm app would bring on balance and well-being. This is a green tea base with lion's mane mushroom, some uplifting peppermint, and a touch of lemon. Next, our super adapt teas. The Republic of Tea led the way with adaptogenic herbs, like this organic super adapt collection. This delicious tea here is our stress suppress. It has tulsi and rhodiola, which will promote some relaxation and stamina. There is some hibiscus and rose in this blend, making it both floral and fruity. It's wonderful in the afternoon and can be steeped hot or over ice. The tea category has been on a steady trajectory for many years, and the momentum has grown recently, particularly with younger audiences. We did see a lot of growth during the pandemic with teas and herbs that help promote wellness and overall well-being, like our organic elderberry and our organic wellness stackable tin with several options for some immunity boosting. Just for fun and for you Star Wars fans, we also have a unique partnership with The Mandalorian. This is a great example of how we thought about delighting people with tea and trying to find new ways to reach them and thrill them. This limited collection edition of teas, they're both eye-catching and they evoke the spirit of the series, and they're great tasting teas that pair with each exciting character. As we look to 2022 and beyond, we plan to continue to lead the trends that citizens are looking for. We will always act in a long-term and conscientious manner. We are mindful of the impact our actions and our business activities have on our communities and on our environment, be it local, in our local circles, or in our worldwide connectiveness through the origins of teas and herbs. We will continue to value the virtues of the Republic of Tea, like patience, persistence, initiative, resourcefulness, courage, and of course, a great sense of humor. We appreciate beauty, simplicity, and genuine content. As we reach our 30th anniversary in 2022, the Republic of Tea will continue to enrich people's lives, sip by sip rather than gulp by gulp. So here's to you. Be well, you all at Founder Made. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jacqueline Burke and I'm the founder and CEO of TinyLux. At TinyLux, our mission is to help everyone accessorize comfortably by creating earrings that are safe for people with sensitive skin and metal allergies. Independent polls from dermatologists and skincare media outlets like Birdie show that somewhere between 65 to 75% of people who wear earrings have experienced a reaction to them. These reactions can range from itchiness to soreness to swelling to even blistering and bleeding. Most people who have these issues simply give up on wearing earrings, but we don't think that they should have to do that. We've solved this massive problem in the market by creating a line of jewelry made with pure titanium, a metal that's used in medical implants because it's biocompatible and non-reactive with the human body. Our customers love us because they can trust us. For most of our customers, our earrings are the first ones they've been able to wear in years. They also love our curated selection of classic hoops and studs that can be worn 24/7 without tarnishing or fading. I started TinyLux in 2017 because I had experienced these painful reactions myself, and I was very frustrated that other brands were selling earrings with false or misleading labels like hypoallergenic or nickel-free that still caused a reaction. I felt like there needed to be a single, go-to, trusted destination where customers would know they could purchase any item and it would be safe for them. And for the last 4 years, TinyLux has been just that. We are a direct-to-consumer e-commerce brand, and that has been pivotal for us because it allows us to reach customers all over the world and to give our customers the transparency and clarity that they've been looking for from jewelry brands for years. Similar to the clean beauty movement, as customers become more educated and more aware of the effects of the products they're putting into their bodies, we expect more and more people to seek out jewelry that is non-allergenic. According to medical studies by the National Institute of Health, titanium is the least allergenic metal, since only about 0.6% of people are allergic to it. Compare that to metals like nickel, which causes allergies in over 20% of the population. Over the 4 years we've been in business, we've tracked the number of customers that have had a reaction to our earrings, and we have found that it's almost exactly 0.6, which is consistent with the medical studies. There are a lot of different alloys of titanium, even ones that contain high concentrations of nickel. However, we're committed to only using commercially pure grade 1 titanium, and we lab test our products and post the results on our website so customers can see exactly what they're putting into their bodies. Since launch in 2017, we've grown over 400% year over year. What's really amazing about that is to this day, around 60% of our traffic and revenue is from organic sources, including repeat customers. So while we've steadily increased our paid media spend over the years, we've not had to rely on that alone for growth. This year, we took on our first round of angel investment, launched a customized website, and grew the team from 3 employees to 8. We also launched the Virtual Ear Stacker, which is an interactive tool that allows customers to virtually mix and match earrings in different ear piercing locations before they purchase. The Ear Stacker gives our customers the chance to see how different earrings will look in relation to each other, and also how a new ear piercing might look on their ear. It's truly one of the coolest innovations in e-commerce shopping. We see TinyLuxe as a brand that bridges the gap between jewelry, skincare, and wellness. We're happy to say that the market also sees us that way, and because of that, we have a very exciting partnership planned for next year with a household name in skincare. Next month, we're launching a line of children's earrings called Little Luxe. For parents, it's very important to find products that are safe for their children, especially for a big milestone like a first ear piercing. That's why we wanted to create something that will not only be safe, but will also help prevent children from developing metal allergies in the future. Our goal is for TinyLuxe to become a household name so that customers everywhere and of all ages can accessorize comfortably.
Hi, I'm Chris Lord, founder and CEO of Kenna Brands, and we're thrilled to be part of our first founder-made virtual showcase. Thanks for having us. Kenna Brands is an all-natural products consumer packaged goods organization bringing forward amazing products to help our customers feel amazing every day. Our products help with everyday problems that consumers face: pain, energy, anxiety, and sleep. Today, I'm thrilled to introduce you to our new product line, Kenna Wellness. Kenna Wellness supplements are developed with 4 distinct brands: Kenna Boost, Kenna Mend, Kenna Fresh, and our bestseller, Kenna Sleep. Regardless of the brand, each of the formulations are uniquely designed and developed to achieve the optimum outcome. All of our products are independently tested to ensure safety. They're non-GMO, plant-based, and vegan. First, let me introduce you to Kenna Sleep. Kenna Sleep is our bestseller, both for retailers and for consumers alike. Kenna Sleep has a unique formulation that includes many different ingredients, including melatonin, GABA, 5-HTP, that have been proven to enable a good night's sleep and rest. Next, I'd love to introduce you to Kenna Boost. Kenna Boost was developed to help with energy and mental focus. Our product has a number of interesting ingredients that provide that uplifting experience, including B12, B6, ashwagandha, beet juice, and other ingredients that provide the ultimate outcome of energy and mental focus. Next, let me introduce you to Kenna Fresh. Kenna Fresh is developed with a fast-paced environment that we all live in, and we recognize every moment matters. De-stressing, reducing anxiety, and relax. Kenna Fresh has over a dozen natural ingredients, including lavender, lemon balm, L-Lathane, and folic acid, all working together to achieve the ultimate outcome of stress reduction and anxiety relief. Rounding out our portfolio is Kenna Mend, formulated to help you recover after a late night, or very early morning. 6 different vitamins working together with ginkgo biloba, ginger, and other ingredients can be applied very quickly under the tongue with a quick spray, cutting recovery time and enabling you to get back to high performance very quickly. As I mentioned earlier, our products are extensively used by professional athletes all across America. Major League Baseball, professional rugby, NFL players, Olympic athletes, and interesting, over 90% of NHL dressing rooms have hockey players and their trainers using our products to help with pain, anxiety, energy, sleep, and I'm also thrilled to share with you Dara Torres is Kenai Brand's Chief Wellness Officer. Dara, as you likely know, is the most celebrated female Olympian in the world. She went to 5 different Olympic Games, won 12 different medals, and competed at the age of 42 with youngsters half her age. Dara proudly supports our products and shares our products with her friends, family, and throughout her network. With her support, our products are significantly trusted all across America. Across America, both our consumers and retailers tell us the best thing about our products is that they really work. We've made significant efforts to raise that visibility with our professional athletes, as well as influencers from The Bachelor Show, Big Brother, and other platforms to create awareness of our products all across the country. Kenai Brands is excited about where we're going. The future looks bright. We're establishing extended relationships to take our brands, such as Kenai Sleep Global, looking at incremental partners and distribution networks to establish our brand beyond the United States in countries like Canada, Latin America, and Europe. Working together with regional partners to take our company to the next level to help address global problems. I'd like to thank FounderMade for the opportunity to meet with each of you today. I look forward to your questions, your comments, your suggestions, and I look forward to working with each of you. Thank you for your time.
Oh my goodness, what a group of entrepreneurs. I mean, I don't even know. I've been sitting here like texting friends and family and just saying, oh my God, I just haven't seen. And again, I just think this is such a great mix of entrepreneurs doing such, like, every video have been watching, I'm like, yes, you guys are all thinking about things in such a smart and innovative way. So with that, I'd love to just go around, just so everybody has context, just go around and just give us a little bit of your founder story. We are founder made, so we like to talk about, what inspired you. And I know we showcase that in the video, but I think it's important to just reiterate it. So Fatima, I would love to start with you.
Of course. So I'm Fatima. I'm the founder of Shimmer Me Gorgeous. Shimmer Me Gorgeous is a clean, vegan, cruelty-free, halal-friendly, all-inclusive beauty brand on a mission to empower everyday people to look and feel gorgeous without toxins. So I have been a makeup artist for over 10 years, but it wasn't until experiencing cancer in my family that I realized that the beauty products I was using on a daily basis were loaded with toxins. I started reading the ingredient labels on the products I was using, and it hit me that I was putting toxins into my body through the products I was using on a daily basis. So I started to clean out the products I was using, and I started to replace them with cleaner alternatives. But after a year of spending tons of money, I had no luck finding clean beauty products that worked for my South Asian skin tone, that were high performance, and that met my needs as a makeup artist. And that's when I had the light bulb moment, and that's how Shimmer Me Gorgeous was born.
I love it. And so David, I'd love to hear about, how you came up with the Good brand. I mean, it's a beautiful product. If you have your discovery box, I know you can't miss it. So tell us about that.
Thank you. So I launched the Good brand in 2019. And it really, depending on how you look at it, it came from two kind of feelings that I was dealing with. My background is art, but I also work in software development and marketing. I was like most of us, kind of thinking about how I could proactively kind of affect the market with something that begins to address the climate crisis. So with this brand, the brand mission is basically how can we get small batch products out to market, looking at trends that are happening in other parts of the world and other markets. And then the second phase of our brand effort is to not only pull things off the shelf at retails and stores that are predominantly plastic, but think about the supply chain and how we can deliver these products in a carbon neutral way. Our particular mission is to be carbon negative by 2022. We're well on our way to both getting certified and to be truly carbon negative. Our motto is, how good can we be? How good can we make it, right?
I love it. I love the marketing around it. I love the mission, and it's not an easy feat. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
I think we have to go into how you got that. We'll save that for a little bit later.
Sure,
Jacqueline, I'm wearing your earrings. I'm like obsessed because my sisters and I we are very sensitive skin, like everything turns red. I can't have any fragrance in the house, anything. And literally we've had to spend so much money on earrings and they'd still give me like some sensitivity. So, but before we even go into that, I want to know your background, because it's really crazy that you went from what you were previously doing to building Teeny Luxe.
Yes, thank you. And I'm glad they're working for you. That's really awesome. So I started the brand in 2017. And at the time I was working as a systems engineer for a Department of Defense contractor. So totally different field. And I wasn't looking to start a business. I wasn't seeking out becoming an entrepreneur, but I had a really big problem with the current market for earrings. So I always had extremely sensitive ears. I found that every product that I tried, whether it was labeled hypoallergenic or nickel-free, still gave me a really bad reaction. So for a while I would just wait till the last minute to put a pair of earrings in. And then by the end of the night, my ears would be like screaming in pain. And then I just gave it up completely. And I knew it was a very common problem because everyone that I complained about it to either said they had the same problem or they knew someone that did. So I felt like there needed to be a trusted destination where I could go and just know that any product would be safe for my skin, that I wouldn't have to do any like detective work to figure out if the product would work. So I just started doing some research and I learned about medical grade titanium, which is one of the only metals that doesn't react with the human body, which is why it's used for medical implants. So I started reaching out to manufacturers, tested some products and was amazed that they didn't bother my ears at all. And that was kind of my light bulb moment. Like, let's base a line of earrings and jewelry off of this metal that's actually safe for the body. So yeah, I wasn't looking to start a business, but really felt like it needed to exist. And we've just kind of grown organically over the last 4 years, reaching more and more customers that also have this problem.
I mean, I think your background and just that, it's like, you never know, it's like the aha moment kind of comes. And I think that's like so inspiring for some of the people that are out there that, they may be working as executives and not knowing, but you just don't know. You don't know. And the mission is there, solve a problem. Kara, tell us, I mean, I love that your title is Chief Go-Getter. So I love that, first of all, you're Chief Go-Getter of Uplift Foods. Tell us the go-getting, tell us everything you're doing with Uplift Foods and how you actually decided to start it.
With pleasure. Hi, everyone. I'm Kara Landau. I'm an Australian registered dietitian and the founder of Uplift Food. And basically, it was 10 years ago now when I first moved to the US that I was leaving Australia after breaking up with a partner, and I was feeling really stressed, and I was already a dietitian. So I knew that nutrition could affect so many parts of your life and in so many ways with your health, but I'd never actually been taught how can food affect mood. And so it was back then that I just thought there has to be a way. And so I used all all my experience in terms of reading scientific papers. And I sort of started to uncover this very emerging science called psychobiotics, which back then I sort of sounded a little bit crazy when I started talking about it. And psychobiotics is really about how when you nourish your gut health, you can support your mental health because of our gut-brain connection. And what happened over the next 10 years was that I really started specializing in this niche space. I really started focusing on something called prebiotics, which is the fuel and nourishment for the probiotics in our gut, so that we can actually use it as a preventative measure, because we know that when we nourish our gut, we can reduce inflammation in the body, and inflammation is connected to anxiety and depression. And basically, over the next 10 years, I act as the nutrition advisor to the Global Prebiotic Association, educating other manufacturers on how to incorporate prebiotics into their products. I was educating consumers through the media on the connection between your diet and your mood. And I guess my light bulb moment was the science keeps building. There's more and more misleading products on the market in the gut health and functional food space that put a sprinkling of a prebiotic or sprinkling of a probiotic and say they're going to be good for your gut. And I just wanted to be able to recommend really nourishing products and really effective products. And so instead of recommending green banana flour or Jerusalem artichokes, which like most people looked at me a little bit funny, I thought, why don't I build these interesting ingredients into really easy to consume products like puffs and cookies and bites and things that people would already be going for. Make them healthy, make them plant-based, low sugar, and everything else that the consumers are looking for to be overall healthy, but then ultimately put a truly effective dose of prebiotics to lead to the growth of the good probiotics and lead to those anti-inflammatory molecules in every serve. And so that's what Uplift has gone and done over the last few years. We've been able to get the attention of some really big food manufacturers, and I guess we'll discuss that later. And ultimately for me, the goal is to get prebiotics into more people's hands, because I truly know firsthand that they really can support your mental health. And ultimately, I think that when we're empowered to feel our best, we can then take on life in such a different way and all feel at our best.
I have to say the taste, and usually when I'm like, oh, there's a supplement, or not a supplement, but something that's more in a food snack product. This is like, so, I mean, I went through the bag in 2 seconds. So, and the bar. So really, really tasty product, really, really great on all fronts. And now, Chris, I want to hear everything about Canny Wellness. And just, this is such an interesting way of the way of supplementing or distributing, all this type of, supplement and sprays. Oh, you're on mute.
There we go. Sorry. Thanks, Megan. Thank you so much. What a great energy level. And I'm going to talk about that in just a second, and thanks to all the other groups that are here. Canny Wellness is really about wellness solutions. And our business has been around for a couple of years. We went through a number of different product evolutions, had a number of product forms, and we really focused with a launch very recently of extending our brand out into the supplement market with an industry-leading, very unique form factor that you probably would have seen on the video. On-the-go customers, not a lot of time, ready to use, but our brand strategy and our marketing strategy is all about can I live my best life? Can I get through the day? Can I get an energy boost? Can I mend when I'm sore and stiff? Can I recover? Our best-selling product, Can I Sleep, links our brand strategy together with solving problems and bringing forward outcome-based solutions that are ready for customers when and where they want to use it. We had a fun time developing the brands. We did a lot of research. We spent a lot of time in the labs with pharmaceutical companies that gave us insight on what's out there in the market. Our competitive team went back to labs. We developed a lot of our products with professional athletes and sports scientists, helping some of the top performing North American athletes in the world. And we'll tell you a little bit more about that. The science behind providing it in a form factor that actually is fast acting. You can get to sleep in 10 or 15 minutes after taking a couple of sprays, or get back to sleep. I got a feeling, Megan, you don't need any energy uplifting Can I Boost, you're on it, but you may need some of that Can I Fresh, a little anxiety reduction a little bit later in the day.
I'm glad I'm getting
the energy level
right now. It's very exciting.
That's what we're trying to compete with. So we really wanted to focus on that consumer. What is the problem? Can we develop a unique form factor, small, tiny little footprint, and then used by professional athletes to really credentialize at work? So whether it be our Olympian champion directors all over the hockey world, with almost all the NHL professional hockey teams have men and women using the product, all kinds of different athletes. And we're just thrilled that it actually works and customers love it.
That's awesome. Awesome. I can't wait to go into some case studies and stuff. So this, and it's hard because I have all your products on right in front of me, and I want to be able to bring this up, but I guess Zoom doesn't show. But Natalie, I mean, what packaging and what a fantastic mission, because I think there's a stat, someone was telling me there's a stat that there will be more menopausal women on Earth by like the year 2022 than ever before, because we're all living so much longer. Right. And it's a crazy stat. And I know that there's a ton of stuff happening in this field, but I mean, talk to me about your background. How did you even, I think that the way that you're approaching is so smart, but I'm like, where did you come from? How did you decide? And then also this is like a luxury brand. This is like the Hermes of this is amazing.
That warms my heart. Well, I will admit I'm not in menopause yet. I'm not a doctor. I'm actually a marketer. I spent my early days of my career in crisis communications before moving into health tech for a number of years. And then most recently was on the venture side at TCG Capital or the Chernin Group. And while I was there, I just learned some outrageous facts that I mentioned in the video, but I'll reiterate because it's worth knowing, remembering that up to 90% of women can experience pain or discomfort during sex, so much so that 50% just stop being sexually active altogether in their 50s. And I have to tell you, these numbers just kind of like hit me like a ton of bricks. I had never thought about this problem. And I hung up the phone and texted my mom, which was a very funny experience. And I asked her point blank, hey, do you or your friends have pain or discomfort during sex? And all she sent me back were ha-has for like 30 or so seconds. And then we had a really sobering conversation. She knew exactly what was happening to her body, admitted it wasn't just physical, but deeply emotional, really affecting how she feels about herself and her relationship with my stepdad. And I was just stunned because it quickly dawned on me that this was the first sex talk I'd ever had with my Muslim Middle Eastern mother. She was born in Syria. We don't talk about things like this, but we do talk every single day, almost twice a day. And so I was almost so bothered that I had no idea that something so meaningful was going on. It was clearly affecting her confidence, her self-worth, her relationships, and ultimately her health. And so I became enamored with this problem truly at like the end of January 2020. And I just started talking to anybody that would give me the time of day, from my aunts, family, friends, even my future mother-in-law. And I learned that so many women in my life whom I loved were feeling just like her, and that nobody had really ever asked them this question. And so I turned to doctors and I said, hey, I don't know a lot, but I know that the physical and emotional benefits of sex wouldn't just magically disappear once we could no longer procreate. So I wanted to know what gives and, where do women go for help? And while again, I learned a lot of things and there are a lot of solutions out there, and we're definitely paying more attention to this category in this moment in time, the one that I found fascinating was that a lot of doctors were telling women to use regular sexual activity with or without a partner or a sexual wellness routine to treat and prevent many of these symptoms that were keeping them from sex. Things like vaginal atrophy, dryness, incontinence, low libido, low body confidence, which is a big one, stress, and so much more. And so, in practice, I make this joke often, but in practice, that means that doctors are telling you to go out and buy a vibrator and lubricant and, think about this part of your life differently. And, I think I say this all the time, but like my mom can't say the word vibrator out loud, so she's not going to do that. And so that's kind of the challenge and the opportunity I saw with Taboo was, could we create a brand and a product experience that celebrates and honors sexual wellness as our bodies change, with products that feel more akin to what you would expect from a high-end skincare brand than a sexual wellness company.
I mean, brilliant concept and so needed. And so I think where the world is going with destigmatizing, this conversation and opening it up. So fantastic. I mean, I love all of you guys are innovating, and you guys are all needing, also when you're an innovator, you also have to educate people, and they need like 20 different touch points. And so Fatima, I'd love to just understand how you're doing a ton of stuff on TikTok, and then, I love your lash line and go. Like I think, but these types of products all need, a lot more education. So how are you using marketing to educate your customers, and just talk to me about what you're doing on TikTok, because I think a lot of brands and a lot of people can learn from what you're doing, especially as as you launch different things and test them out.
Right. Yes, I'd love to dive into that. So, my background is I have been a makeup artist, so I really use those skills. We launched in September of 2020. And right off the bat, I started building community. I started sharing tips and tricks as a makeup artist, skincare, beauty tricks. So as we were launching our products, I started to authentically share them in my videos, not like in a salesy way, but in a way that I was actually showing how to use the product, the transformation that the user will get after using the product, but not in a way from a brand's point, more of like a creator's way, that, showing like, hey, this is a product I'm using, and this is a transformation you'll get after using the product. So TikTok is a very different platform from any other platform that's out there right now. And it's very different in the way that, on Instagram, everything has to look really aesthetically pleasing. It has to be perfectly curated. It has to look like really top notch, but TikTok is the complete opposite. The users on TikTok, what I've found is that they're really craving authentic, real, raw, the human behind the brand. So I really leverage that. And, I am the face of the brand. So the videos on TikTok are of me. And I make videos that I feel my ideal customers would want to watch. The trick on TikTok is that your videos have to be to the point. They have to be short. They have to be entertaining, and they have to solve a problem. That's the biggest thing. Because consumers these days, they want to, be able to watch something and be able to get an answer right away, instead of having to watch like an hour-long video. So you really have to be direct to the point, but also you have to keep in mind that it is TikTok. It's an entertaining app. So you have to kind of do it in a way that really catches their attention within the first 3 seconds. When I'm making a TikTok, I'll look at it and I'll see, like, if I was scrolling through the app, would this make me stop? If not, then it's not getting posted. So I really test out my ideas according to what I would want to see first as a viewer and then as a consumer. Like, if I was watching this on a brand's page, would I buy from this brand? Why or why not? So that's really how I create my TikTok videos. And that's how we've seen success in our business as well. And it's been all organic. We haven't done any paid marketing as of yet. So I'm really proud of that.
So let's talk about how you solve a problem on TikTok. What's like, give me an example. I mean, we can take the Beauty Cube or one of your other product innovations. Just talk about like maybe one of the most watched videos, or most, I guess, translating to sales, or brand awareness for your company.
Yeah, of course. I'd love to talk about that. So the Beauty Cube, actually the inspiration behind the Beauty Cube was that a couple of years ago, after having my daughter, I started to feel anxiety. And this was right when the pandemic was starting. Well, we had started just hearing about the pandemic, like late December of 2019. I had 3 small kids, and just hearing all these crazy stories about the pandemic, and, it was just a really stressful time. I started to feel anxiety on a daily basis. And then one day I was just randomly standing in my kitchen with a tall glass of ice cold water. And I just started to, just decided to splash down on my face. After I did that, I felt better instantly. So I started doing that every day. And then a few weeks later, I was looking in the mirror and I noticed that my stress-induced acne was actually going away. My skin has started to clear up. My skin started to look more fresh and even toned. So that really hit me that, wow, this product is actually working. Not a product, but it was just ice. I was really not doing anything else. So that became an official practice, in my morning routine. And then last year, when I started on TikTok, I created a video just showing my morning facial ice routine. I really didn't think much of it, but this video generated over 3.5 million views. And what I noticed in the video was that it was a common problem. I wasn't the only one experiencing the problem. What I noticed, doing ice facials was amazing, but the problem with that was holding ice was really hard to hold. It was really messy. And oftentimes the ice would smell weird because, being in the freezer with other food items, it was just not enjoyable. So when I made this video on TikTok, it generated over 3.5 million views. And what I noticed in the comments was I wasn't the only one experiencing this problem. So that really inspired me to create the Beauty Cube. And a crazy story, recently I created another video on TikTok, and this was just with the prototype of the Beauty Cube. Now, the Beauty Cube has not even launched yet. So this is just with the prototype of the Beauty Cube. And it was such an impromptu last minute video. I had no intentions of even creating a video. I was literally standing in the middle of my kitchen. I had just woken up a little bit prior to that. And I was thinking, I'm just gonna do my morning facial ice routine with the Beauty Cube, and I'm just going to record a TikTok. Like, honestly, I didn't even go to grab my tripod or my ring light. I just took my camera or my phone and I just propped it against the soap dispenser in my kitchen, and I just turned on my camera. It probably took me 5 minutes to create this video, maybe another two or 3 minutes to edit it. I posted it, and what happened next blew my mind. We generated over 5.5 million views on this video, over 6,000 comments, and 13,000 shares. And the number one comment in the video was, "Hey, what's that pink ice thing, and where can we buy it?" So that really validated the idea for the Beauty Cube for us. And that, and because we had so much demand for it, I decided to do a pre-orders page. And instantly we saw that our sales gone up 800% from the previous months. So really, we look into what our community, what our customers, what our followers are asking for, and we really try to create solutions to the problems that they're having, and do it in a way that we're able to connect with them on a human level.
This is brilliant. It's so interesting in terms of how marketing has changed and how you and also just the authenticity. And this is what I love about Founder Made, is we get to show like the stories behind the brand and get these really interesting, and especially around your marketing. Jacqueline, I know that you're doing some really interesting things with SEO. I was looking around, like, even, I could misspell teeny, but you have it like front and center. What have you seen, and especially with all this organic growth that's happening, what have you seen worked for your brand?
So our strategy from the beginning has really been to have a blog post or a piece of content that targets almost anything that someone could be searching around earrings or sensitive ears or metal allergies. And that has worked amazing for us. So our product is really something that there's a ton of misinformation about, and people are searching for a solution. So anything from searching like, why do earrings hurt my ears, to what's the difference between titanium and surgical steel. Anything that someone might be searching, we try to have a blog post that answers that specific question. So that really has helped us rank highly on Google for almost any term. And we know that Google is where people are starting when they have a problem and they're trying to find a solution. They usually go to Google first. We see ourselves as less of a fashion product and more of like almost a skincare product. So that's how we've grown via SEO and organic, and it has been really amazing for us.
That's super interesting. And then, and this is like a thing that I really think is, testing the market out, and especially, through social or through marketing. How are you looking at how you're launching SKUs? Obviously I'm sure a gut part of you is like, listen, children need to not be poisoned by the metals that are in their ears. Let's launch for children. But I'm sure you're doing a ton of market where you're getting a ton of data. So what type of data are you getting, and how are you deciding on what SKUs to go after and what market share to take?
Yeah, it's definitely partially gut, and I used to go on gut, but I found that that's just doesn't always work. There's certain SKUs that we've launched that I thought would be so popular, our whole team thought would be so popular, and then it just doesn't sell. So now we do everything based on data, and that has worked really well for us. So we really look week by week at our merchandising reports. We look at what products are selling well and try to figure out why. And then when we're adding new SKUs to our existing collection, we do that based on what we've seen in the past perform historically well. We also will often ask our customers directly. So either through like sending out a survey or doing polls on our Instagram account, like what other products do you want that we don't offer yet? And we have like some cutoffs of like, if only 50% of the customers say they want something, that's probably not enough to add it to the collection. If something like 85-90% of people are saying, yes, I want this, then that's something we'll consider adding. For our children's line in particular, just over the years, we've seen that constantly be just like a consistent point that customers have brought up. Either we see in reviews or emails that they're purchasing for their children, or we have people ask us specifically for products for children.
It makes sense. And I think it's funny because as an entrepreneur, you always go by gut first because that's when you're launching, but it's true. The data, it tells the story. It tells, I always say, listen, like focus, you can get investment, you can do all these things, but really at the end of the day, who is your customer? How are they feeling about what you're doing, and build your business off of that. So, David, you are doing such incredible work in sustainability. And then you have also such a variety of different products that you're launching. So that's, again, same question. How are you looking at, launching these different products? And also, where are you thinking of taking this brand as you guys are, carbon neutral in 2022? And also I would love for you to talk about even how you got there. Cause I know that's something that a lot of our brands want to, figure out and what it takes.
Yeah. We tend to do, when we're launching new products, we tend to do small batch. And from a marketing point of view, that comes across as attractive because you get the feeling this isn't mass produced. If a SKU catches on fire, of course, we dig deep into it. But one of the first things that we did, just again as an experiment, was we took some of our basic items that were really designed, like bamboo cutlery and bamboo straws, and some of these things that are becoming more mainstream now. A year and a half ago, they were pretty exotic in the American markets, and we created a gift set. And these gift sets, we actually sat down and did the math based on various government and scientific sources to see what the impact was on the environment by replacing your toothbrush with something that wasn't plastic, and cutlery that wasn't plastic, and sustainable tote bags and things like that. And we were able to calculate with a certain level of accuracy what the impact on the environment was for these gift sets. So you could say comfortably, by purchasing this for a friend or family or loved one, this represents a quarter metric ton of waste being removed from the system. That doesn't even include that's on the consumption level. That doesn't even include the manufacturing level, right? Because you think about all the waste and problems producing plastic and unsustainable materials are involved. So that's very much our approach. The gift set does very well. It's now like a classic. It's kind of overwhelming how well it sells. In this coming year, we're going to be changing our user experience on our retail site. So we're going to focus on a hyper-personalized model where consumers can come in and basically build their own gift set, which we're feeling pretty confident about. So it's a kind of three things. It's the packaging, as we all know, there's a ton of plastic in it, right? So we want to remove that from the system. And then the product itself, can that product remove plastic from retail stores? And is there design innovation happening there? We very much see it as a kind of a design emergency. That sounds very harsh, but it's a design challenge of how we can introduce new products that are sustainable and attractive and really kind of push things forward from a trends point of view. So.
I love that because that is something that, we work with retailers like Credo Beauty that are looking, and they will only have certain beauty brands that are really focused on sustainability. But you think about where the world's going and what we actually need to do to make sure that we all survive and our generation survive. It's so important that we actually look into what we're all consuming and how things are being packaged. So fantastic. Really, really, and especially these different household items that you guys are launching. Like it's really, really cool. Really, really cool. So
thank you. The only other thing I'd like to mention is like 2023, we're going to try something new. Like we're the brand, we're trying to build a community and in a very kind of proactive, non-competitive sense of, hey, inviting other brands. And we're toying with the idea of creating a co-creation lab where we bring neighboring brands together and we kind of pull together as a coalition, like, come on, guys, let's do this, and bring in manufacturers, bring in retailers, and like approach it that way. Like,
I love it. I think there's so much education around that. And I think that there's so many of our entrepreneurs are wondering, they're just, some people are, so focused on, okay, how do we get how can I get into the first door of retail? But if you can actually do that in an innovative way, do it for good. I love that. So we can definitely take that and try to
talk
co-create
offline.
that stuff.
Let's do that.
And then what I'd love to also, so Kara, you're doing some really interesting things. Let's talk about partnerships, because also your snack is like unbelievable, but I want to understand how you thought about partnering with Mondelez, right?
Mm-hmm.
For those of you, can you give some context on Mondelez for those? I mean, most people know, but just would love to understand how you even contacted them, or how they got in contact with you, and kind of what the partnership is.
Yeah, Mondelez is the parent company to the owner of Nabisco and Oreos and Cadbury and Trident and many other household names.
And they recently bought Hue Chocolate.
They did.
If you guys are familiar with Hue. So they are trying to get into the more sustainable or more, more healthy, like your brand.
Yeah. So we originally connected. Uplift Food was part of an accelerator. Within the first 2 weeks of launching the brand, we got invited into a food accelerator back in New York, and the Mondelez innovation team came along. And I was actually told to pitch to them, and I was like, we are nowhere near ready to be pitching to the largest snacking company. And I was their solo founder, no team, and I just had the one product, the Daily Uplifter, which was a powder, not even moved into the functional snacking space, which had always been the vision. But I said, I'll go in and talk to them. And I shared with them my vision for creating this leading prebiotic functional snacking brand. And I guess when we're talking, like some of the other people here have been talking about data, they have the data. And I guess everything that I was saying, which I knew from gut feeling, no pun intended, and from being so entrenched in the space as the dietitian and in the media and with the science, they knew from all their Mintel data and everywhere else that there was a huge opportunity. And so it was kind of like this magic moment. They were just nodding and smiling as I was speaking, and it really blossomed from there. But what was very interesting, and what I've always had, like when I speak to other founders, is that they didn't actually have an incubator or an accelerator or any even venture leg to their business when I connected with them. So I actually crafted a proposal of how we could partner. Like they all just kept saying, we'd love to do something with you, but we don't really know what. And, there'd been other multinationals that had set up incubators, and oftentimes I'd heard quite negative things. People would sort of think they'd go through this system and then you have nothing to do with the multinational after, and it's kind of like your 5-minute claim to fame, and then that's it. And I actually crafted a proposal. I remember doing it in a hotel lobby, working there by myself on Friday afternoon in the city, and just being like, these are the objectives. This is what I'm going to do for you. This is how Uplift as a startup can teach you how to be innovative. This is how me as a dietitian can help you with maybe some of your goals. And in return, you're going to help me with product development. Uplift is going to own the IP. You're going to, help me with some of your data. And I just pushed send. I remember thinking, what have you got to lose? You got nothing to lose. And fast forward, it took you obviously a few months of negotiations. I had to pitch to the top of the company, but it really was quite natural. It really has flowed, and it has not just been an investment. It really has been a partnership. And when we speak, when I'm listening to all these other amazing founders talking,
so impressed by everything everyone is doing. And then, I think I've taken a bit of a different strategy here, because sometimes as a startup, you don't want to partner with the big guys because they're a bit slower, like there's all these different layers and you have to wait for, and although they have all these resources, and I don't mean just capital, they've got human resource, they've got intellect, they've got access to data, but like, it takes a while to get an answer, and it takes a while to get things to move. And as a startup, every day you're burning capital, you're burning cash. If you're paying for staff, it's like you don't have time. Time is your enemy. And so it's sort of competing interests here. And a lot of people that are at a multinational don't actually quite understand that concept of time is livelihood to a startup. So it's been very interesting. But what I have found is that over the years, as Uplift, I have thought, which products do I want to bring to the market? I will say that like the way we get customer feedback, the way we make decisions on what to launch, it's so different. But when you come together, we actually then have the best of both worlds. So like with the prebiotic puffs, which are the newest item and have been so well received, like the pull effect from retail to then, which we'll launch next year, and consumers as well, versus the push of some of our other products has been so clear. And that was coming from them looking at the data of what we should be launching, what SKUs are out there, etc. And then Uplift using the benefits that I believe startups have, which is really knowing the consumer. It's knowing how to be agile. It's thinking creatively, and really it's the branding. And we pulled it all together. And like, it's been amazing to watch. And so I come from this perspective of, if we work together, we're a lot stronger. And yes, you like give up you have to be a little bit vulnerable. We know that someone could squash you in a day, but at the same respect, I believe as a founder, you have to believe in your value and the unique benefit that your voice provides, your brand, and the way that can connect with the consumer that is not always there in a large company. And so I really believe we all have an opportunity to work together. And like beyond Mondelez, we've gone on to set up partnerships with now UNFI, which is the largest natural distributor in North America, and we're creating co-branded products, and that'll be something for next year's Founder Made. But I really do believe in the power of partnership, and so far it's been beneficial for Uplift Food.
Kara, you're going to have to do a masterclass on partnerships, because I have rarely, and we know a lot of brands that have done different various big CPG or big incubators at beauty with the bigger beauty companies. And I think having a clear ask of what they get versus what you get is so important. And kudos to you to get people to move, to do it, because I mean, I commend your hustle. Really, it's really, really impressive. And I think there's a master class on the forefront for partnerships with you. It's great. Really, really, really smart. And then let's I love, and I always say like, yes, I can. Tell us, I'm a runner. Okay. I like to run, obviously have a lot of energy. And I know you have a lot of athletes. How are they using your product? What's the way that these athletes are? Because I would like to use your product potentially for the Paris Marathon if anyone wants to join me in April. So tell me.
I'm not too sure I will join you, but I may have some friends and family that would love to run with you at the Paris Marathon. And I think, that's a space. We've had just the pleasure of working with athletes, developing the products, the formulation, to get really close to some of the highest performing, literally athletes in the world. Dara Torres, I mentioned earlier, is our chief wellness officer, and some people would certainly recognize her. She went to 5 different Olympics over 20 years. She went back to the Olympics at age of 42 swimming and won 3 medals at the age of 42, competing with 20-year-old kids. So getting to know her, work with her over the last, gives you so much insight of kind of what's the mental mindset. Dara uses our products for just about all of her different solutions. She openly talks on podcasts and other kind of public forums of using Can I Sleep to really help her get a good night's rest. When she was performing at a highest level, the energy level, bringing it down, but now at 53, she's using the product to get a good night's sleep, and she's giving it to her daughter. She's giving it to her family members. She's giving it to friends. and family. And she recognizes, like we all do, sleep and rest is your highest enabling to performance the next day. Pro athletes, hockey world is one of our biggest foundational backgrounds. We developed a lot of our products in some labs with some professional athletes and some high performance trainers and coaches to the trainers that are providing the products to these athletes. They helped us with the science of correlation, but more importantly, the ability to get feedback from pro athletes that are on the ice in the NHL on what do I use the product. So we use a couple of our products are used. Can I Boost is all about energy and mental focus, and mental health is a forefront discussion every day, as it should. The mental pickup, the stimulus, give me a little bit of energy, give me a 1% more to get to the next level. We've had NHL hockey players, guys come back and say, look, I use it every day before going on ice for a physical uplifting experience, but that mental focus is applied to business people, students, and otherwise. Very, very effective product. I met with one of our, I was involved with a NHL training camp in kind of behind the scenes, and just blessed with the ability to get, trusted across some of these players and teams. Was with a group of about 40 different professional NHL players reporting to the team, and had a long discussion. One of the gentlemen was talking about anxiety and release, and how do I kind of mentally kind of calm down. And he came back to me. He actually flew into our city a couple of days ago, and he flew in with a professional team, reached out to him. He said he really wanted to get some more sleep, but he wanted to learn more about kind of our most recent product launch was our Can I Fresh, which is all about revitalize and relaxation. Many people refer to the word anxiety. Some people are comfortable with that word. Some people are not. It's depending on the eye of the beholder. But
I say excitement. I use the word excitement.
De-stress, anxiety, relax.
Yeah.
He was telling me he just needs something to calm the heck down after a game, my blood pressure, my workout. I just need to kind of chill, relax. And he's been using this product for the last little while. And he came back and said, you know what? This is the best thing. I use the sleep every night to get to sleep, but I need something to kind of slow down, relax, chill out through the day to help me get to my highest level across it. I didn't answer the athletes. We have marathon runners all over the place. We just had a customer. Most of the things get me excited when customers post something, share a video. A couple of people refer to that. We had a couple of marathon runners post comments about how they're using this in their preparation, their training, the energy, the mental focus, the sleep before night. Check out our website and check out cani-wellness.com. You'll see a number of posts from specifically marathon runners.
No, it's great because I have when you run long distance, your stomach, it either have a good stomach day or a bad stomach day. So, you don't want to have a bad stomach day. So I'm excited to try your product. Natalie, question for you. So you sold out of your product. I want to hear about the sellout, like how you guys sold out with the launch and just where you're thinking of taking the business going forward. Because there's just so much opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. So we bootstrapped the brand in the early days and sold out right around Mother's Day, which was really interesting to us because it signaled that the conversations we were starting across generations were really resonating. So we saw all of these gifting moments between, daughters and their mothers, or nieces and aunts, grandmothers even. And we were starting all of these conversations, which is really like core to what we're trying to do, right? We're not just bringing sexual wellness tools to market. I think we're trying to do it in a really differentiated way and trying to crack open this conversation on how it's really connected to your health and well-being. And just the way that you're walked through puberty, that you should be walked through this part of life as well. And we should acknowledge all the changes that are coming to bear with it. And so that was really interesting to us because like many others on the panel at that time, we were doing no paid advertising in the form of like social or Google ads. We were doing like select brand relationships and influencer relationships, but the majority of it was really word of mouth. And so that was really important to us because we were seeing, a lot of people just engage in this conversation from different levels of understanding. It's the daughter who's like, I've never thought about this before, and I really don't want to talk to my mom about sex, but I kind of want to let her know that I want to know she's okay. I have many guy friends who were like, I've never thought about this. I certainly don't want to talk to my mom about sex, nor do I want to have any type of conversation. But I also know that, my dad just passed away, and I don't know if she's hurting in this regard or like what symptoms she's experiencing. And I do kind of want to be that support system for her. And so we even went as far as like publish some letters that you could write or that you could use to write and give to your parents or your loved ones rather, to help you kind of like have this conversation without totally having it, and just letting them know that, hey, this is a really important part of your overall health and well-being. And I want you to know that kind of I'm there for you. And I would say that the important part of all of this is like at the 30,000 foot view, we really are trying to put health before pleasure when it comes to sexual wellness. And that doesn't mean that pleasure is not an incredibly important part of the conversation, but what we found is that it can often feel like a nice to have and not a need to have. So when you're in a situation where you're suffering from severe atrophy or dryness, or, and it hurts when you walk, let alone, thinking about having regular sexual activity, or you haven't been sexually active in 10 plus years, it's hard to be met with pictures, like erotic pictures or images or language, even if they're cartoon characters, right? Because like that's not where you're at. You're not ready to kind of receive that. It becomes a healthcare conversation. And so we want to make sure that we're helping people understand that this is part of your health. Taking care of this part of your body is part of your health. There's incredible physical and emotional benefits. Those benefits are largely felt most acutely with women peri to postmenopause, but they're true of women of all life stages. And so I think we wanted to lean into that first. And then as we grow the brand, expand that to like moments like postpartum, as an example, when our bodies are changing in similar ways and it requires certain types of tools and some intentionality to this part of your practice.
I mean, I have yet to see a brand or I haven't yet to see a sexual wellness brand with that type of, thesis and education and just care on, a certain segment of the market that's basically being forgotten. So beautiful. This is my last question. I know we have 5 minutes left, and I swear I could talk to you guys for hours and hours and hours. I have 100 different questions, but my question, and I'll start with you, Natalie, because I think that, when I started this business, I had like my goals that I wrote for the business and my mission, right? And what I wanted this thing to grow into. And I still have that North Star. What is your North Star? And this is what I'm going to ask everybody. What is your North Star for your business? It can be also for your life or however you want to say, but I think the clarity and I think the reason you guys are doing such interesting things as entrepreneurs is you guys have an exceptional amount of clarity in what you want. So Natalie, we'll start with you with the taboo.
So I'm going to answer this in two ways, I will say. So first, I think one of my North Stars is the t-shirt test, which I think is a very simple test, but I want to create a kind of brand that women feel really attached to, and for not only what we stand for, but how it makes them feel. And so it changes the way you think about just sexual wellness companies broadly, but there's a reason why you're sticking with Taboo. And that reason is because it's unlocked this part of your life. It's talked to you in a way that others have not. And so something as simple as like, would you ever wear something that says Taboo on it? Maybe no, maybe that's an embarrassing thing to walk through the grocery store with, but maybe you will with a certain kind of message, and the people in that room will know what you're talking about. Those that know will know. And I think that's a really important, like very simple North Star for me that I think about often is like, how can we make sure we're always speaking to our customers in that way? And then in the broader sense, I want to kind of be part of the movement that makes talking about this part of our lives much easier. So you no longer have this feeling of like, I could never talk to my mom about that, or I would never, talk to my grandma about that, or all these types of things, because we recognize that this is just part of our overall health and well-being, and it's worth talking about just like, any other part of our lives.
I love that we talk about exercise. We talk about all different, why can't we talk about this also? So, Chris, what's your North Star?
Yeah, I got to tell you, the first thing that really kind of guides me is customers. When we receive unsolicited feedback from a customer that says, I tried your product, this thing is amazing, I love it, I'm going to go tell my friends, that just gets you excited. I had a customer send us an email literally last week, never met the gentleman, 22-year retired military veteran, but out of the forces for a couple of years. He bought one of our Can I Men products. He took the time to write our customer service, unsolicited, first-time purchaser, saying, I've been in every part of the world and I have never come a product that works this well. I said, I got to call this customer. I got to talk to this customer. Our team reached out to him immediately. Just that what gets you going. We had another customer completely out of the blue 2 days ago. Nadia, check out our Instagram. She took 4 of our products, jumped in a pool, splashed around, threw all kinds of stuff all over the place, dropped in music, created her curated content, unsolicited, just bought these products. And she posted out to her 75,000 followers. That tells me it works. When we get customers to tell me that saved me from this, I had a moment in my life that was not going well, this helps me, I'm able to perform at my highest level. Yes, I can. my guiding light of the future. I've got it now. And thank you to the comment. Can I
Awesome.
brands is all can I, as we talked about, and that can I is trying to get to the highest level. So when I see t-shirts with can I and yes I can
I love the
running
t-shirt.
around the world, that's our t-shirt that we need to go find. So thank you for planting that seed and collaborating. It's all about getting the name of the marketplace of can I boost, can I sleep, can I fresh, can I mend? Yes, I can.
Yes, I can. Jacqueline, tell me about your North Star. I mean, I just think it's so interesting with your background, and then the fact that you built this thing, and I feel like there's no one that can touch you in the market in terms of trust. So, you know, what's the big vision for Teeny Lux?
Our ultimate vision is to be almost like a Cetaphil or an Aveeno or a Nivea, like a household brand that's trusted, that everyone knows I can purchase that and it will be safe for my skin. We really are an allergen-free brand. We're for people with metal allergies. So just like you can now find a gluten-free product in almost any store, or a dairy-free product in almost any store, we want there to be Tiny Lux or a metal, an allergen-free jewelry brand in every store. So we want to have customers be able to find us wherever they are, whether that's online or if they're at a piercing salon or a retailer in their hometown. So that's really where we see ourselves being a household trusted brand.
I can't wait. I have an 11-month-old, and when she gets her ears pierced, this is what she's going to be wearing. So very, very exciting. Kara, I mean, you're very clear with your partnerships and outlining. So tell me, I'm sure you're very clear of where you want to bring Uplift.
Yeah, it's a bit of a joke, but it's not, is that I always thought that my lucky star would be that we see Uplift snack products in every airport across the globe. And with that, it's because then it's recognized globally. And it's something that people, instead of all the junk that's available there that's overpriced in the airport, people can actually give something to their family, for themselves, no matter who's traveling, and they can incorporate it. So I guess ultimately the goal is to get prebiotics into everyone's hands, and I want to get that to a place where it's scaled enough that it can be accessible to everyone, and not just for that premium section of the market where it's had to start. And yes, I really do see this being a global brand, and look forward to more people reaping the benefits.
I mean, world domination. I will be buying your snacks at the airport. Fatima, I mean, tell us what your North Star is, your big vision for Shimmer Me Gorgeous.
Yeah, so I really want to be able to, bridge the gap between an all-inclusive, high-performance beauty brand that solves common beauty problems, but it's also clean, vegan, cruelty-free, and halal-friendly. I don't want people to have to choose between a brand that's clean or a brand that's high-performance, and a brand that solves common beauty problems. I really hope to see Shimmer Me Gorgeous to be a household name one day, and that's what our big vision is.
It's totally doable. We had an exhibitor, Hero Cosmetics, who exhibited at our show. They never had spent any money on marketing. It was literally bootstrapped the company. They sell a product like every 3 seconds off of TikTok right now, every 3 seconds. So it's totally doable. And that I think they worked with us in 2016. So the rate of speed and what you can do and with the right mission and the right, marketing, amazing. So David, with that, let's leave off. What is the big vision for the Good brand?
It's easy to say, we want to be a household brand, whatever that means these days. I think where my head's at right now in the near term, say 1 to 3 years, is just really investing in our brand equity, and really talking the talk and walking the walk, and being a catalyst and building a community. That honestly, that's where we're at. We want to keep the conversation going, make sure that our price point is all inclusive, making sure that, this stuff is available for everybody. So
it's awesome. There's so much education. So thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, I see Julia, she's saying I'm going over. I know, I want to talk to them for hours and hours. I'm like, really? love the Founder Roundtable, but I know that you're next. So we will thank you guys. Thank you for participating. We can't wait to see you in the live. Really inspiring, taking this with me for sure.